got to start today with NFL free agency. It officially began Monday at noon. Let's bring in now Globe columnist Chad Finn to break everything down. Chad, last year the Patriots, they went full bore into free agency. Milton Williams, Robert Spillane, Morgan Moses. They eventually got Stefon Diggs. This year, a much more tepid start for the Patriots. They didn't get Alec Pierce. They didn't get Isaiah Likely or Max Crosby. And really the only move they've made so far is signing an edge rusher. Draymond Jones, doesn't really move the needle so much. Are you surprised that the Patriots haven't been more aggressive, at least to start free agency?
Not terribly surprised because the circumstances are a little bit different. They needed so much last year going into the season. They were coming off back-to-back 4-win seasons and holes all over the roster. They're kind of in an interesting spot now, Ben, where they got to the Super Bowl. They had this remarkable season, 14-3 in the regular season. And yet they still have spots to fill on the roster. But I think they're content filling a lot of those voids with their draft picks. They need to hit on the draft again, like they did last year fairly well. The big disappointment to me in free agency, I think, if you want to call it that, is they didn't solve the receiver situation early yet. Alec Pierce, I was kind of lukewarm on, great deep threat, but have some other questions about how he would fit. Going back to the Colts for that amount of money, $28 million is a lot. But we need to know what their plan B is now at receiver with Stefon Diggs gone. And they needed help there with Diggs on the roster. So it's kind of a pressing area now for them.
No question. I'll make 3 quick points about receiver because I agree with you. I think they made themselves worse by releasing Stefon Diggs, who I think still had some good football left, and you could have counted on him to have a better season next year. One, I think Alec Pierce and the Colts, they saved the Patriots from themselves. $29 million a year for a guy who's not a high-volume receiver, that to me would have been crazy. So I'm totally okay with the Patriots not giving that money to Alec Pierce. But when you see DJ Moore also gone, Wan'Dale Robinson is rumored to be going to the Titans. There are not many options left in free agency. I think they have to make a trade now to fill Stefon Diggs' spot, whether that's A.J. Brown or maybe DK Metcalf becomes available. But they have to me, they have to go out, to take advantage of Drake May's window. But you cannot lose Stefon Diggs and not replace him with someone else. So they have to go out, to me, and make a trade for someone. But that leads to my third point. I really don't want them to say, well, we expect big jumps from Efton Chisholm and Kyle Williams this year. I'm sorry, you cannot expect those guys to be replacing Stefon Diggs.
No, I'm okay with moving on with Diggs. We've talked about this before. I think he has a shelf life, and that shelf life is maybe like 18 months before the leadership thing starts to turn a little bit of a different direction. He's got some other off-field stuff that he's dealing with. So there are variables with him that make me okay with moving on from that. But it is a lot to replace. He was really good for them. Disappeared a little bit in the playoffs, but a part of that was because the line was so bad. Drake May didn't have a lot of time to throw. I don't know if they try to fill it in the draft, if they like a receiver, Denzel Boston or Casey Concepcion or somebody like that at number 31, or if they still try to engage the Eagles and hope the price comes down for A.J. Brown. I would like to see that happen. If it's okay with Mike Vrabel, who coached A.J. Brown with the Titans and seemed to really like him as a player, that would be fine with me. That's kind of what I would like to see them do, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen right now.
Well, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to happen right now, but one thing I think people are missing on A.J. Brown is the contractual and salary cap ramifications for the Eagles. If they trade A.J. Brown before June 1st, it wrecks their salary cap. And I'm not saying it can't happen. If the Eagles are dead set on getting a pick now for A.J. Brown and on trading him, they'll do it. But I do think they have to be highly motivated to have to wreck their salary cap like that. And so all these reports about how they're turning down a 1 and a 2, I kind of agree. I wouldn't wreck my salary cap for that. But maybe after June 1st, if the Patriots can be patient and take some slings and arrows in the media about how they haven't done anything, maybe they could still land A.J. Brown after June 1st or, continue to engage the Eagles. It doesn't have to end now. There's still a long time before week 1. But, also tight end. The Patriots have lost Austin Hooper in free agency to the Falcons, and they just need to get younger in general at that position. They didn't get Isaiah Likely. They didn't get Austin Hooper. To me, they've got to sign this guy, Chig Okonkwo, who is a Mike Vrabel draft pick in Tennessee. But the Patriots need a tight end, Chad.
They do. Again, that's maybe an area they look at in the draft. It's been pretty obvious they were going to try to get younger there and that Hooper wasn't going to come back. He did a good job here as a second tight end, but he's an older player now. One of the things they need to do is keep building that young core with this team, and I think that's one position where we'll find out that they're going to do it this year.
No question. And I agree with you. This is a year where the Patriots really do need to use their draft picks. They've ignored defense for 2 straight years at the top of the draft. They need to get younger. However, they don't need to use all 11. So I'd like to see them wheel and deal and maybe make some moves.